Well, this is just a small video to introduce our soups on a Friday lunchtime. We opened with them for the first one yesterday, which was the first Friday in Lent, and sadly, very few came. And I'm just hoping that maybe putting this video out, anyone that sees it may be able to come and join us. These soups, they run each Friday during Lent. They are to raise money for the Good Life Orphanage, which I'll come back to in a little minute. They run from 12 o'clock till 1:30, and everything that's given on that day is homemade. The soups yesterday were superb, and I thank those people that made those soups, as well as the cheesy scones, which were very nice as well. The Good Life Orphanage, the idea of this soup is that you give up the cost of your main meal of that Friday and give it to me so that I can give it to the Good Life Orphanage. And behind me is my little mate, Brian. Brian is one of the real success stories from the Good Life Orphanage. We've over 70 children in the orphanage now. It's based in a place called, it's just outside Matwapa, which is about 20 miles north of Mombasa. It's a very hot, arid area. It's very close to the coast. It's a very hot place, and many of our children have horrific background stories, including poor old Brian that you can see behind me. And any children that end up at the orphanage in many ways can consider themselves very lucky indeed. Lucky to be an orphan. If they didn't end up in the orphanage, they would more than likely die. Like I said, some of the backstories of these children are pretty horrendous. And I've been involved with the Good Life Orphanage since its inception. Kevin and Mary Maguire, who are the builders and the co-founders of the Good Life, they live over in Bolton. They were previous parishioners of mine. So it's been running now over 10, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, it must be running about 24 years, I think now. But it has been a fantastic success story. Sorry, not 24 years, 14 years, I think. And we've helped many, many children indeed. But we can't do that without financial help. Now, I have said this many a time, that every pound that we give here becomes very much more money, because obviously pound sterling, when you change that into shillings, which is the local currency, you get much more for your money than you do here. Although people do seem to think things are very cheap in Kenya, that's not always the case. For instance, a couple of years back, one of the parishioners that I knew bought a cow for the Good Life, and that was obviously that they could be self-sufficient with milk, and that was great. But that cow was about £800 sterling, so it's not everything that is cheap over in Africa. So I have made it my mission to raise as much money as I can since I began with Kevin and Mary all those years back, and this soup is one of the ways of raising money for this orphanage. I think it's an amazing charity, mainly because Mary runs everything from a little table in her bedroom, so there are no offices, there's no overheads of any kind. There is no staff to pay here. Every penny that's given goes to the orphanage. And I will be giving a talk a little while, maybe in about another 6 months. I did it a while back, but I want to do it again. And this time I'm going to invite Mary to come and speak to us about the orphanage and about the amazing success that it's had. So if you are able to join us any Friday during Lent, 12 till 1:30, please do. You'd be most welcome. Take care for now.